Top five, top five, top five.
So that's all. We'll go back with another video. I'm Strange Wang, and he is Nate. Today we're doing top 5 plane movies in honor of Top Gun 2, because that's a movie about planes and other things. But he's going to tell you how our top 5s work and our social media and where you can find it.
If you scroll down the description box below, pop it open, you'll find links to our social media accounts. So click on those, give us a follow. We also have links to our Coffee account and our Patreon account. If you would like to help support our channel financially, we greatly appreciate that. And you get some cool bonus stuff if you sign up for the Patreon. It's very cheap, so go find the one that's right for you. If you're not going to go do these things, then subscribe, because it's free. If you don't know how our top 5s work, he's going to start with his 5 and 4. I'll give my 5 and 4, 3-2, 3-2, then we trade off number 1s. We also have something called the Zemeckis rule, which just means if we both had the same movie on our list, but one person has it 2 spots or higher, then we just won't talk about it until we get to it on the higher one.
So my number 5 has a bit of emotional attachment to it, even though I've never seen this movie. But every time Young Strange Wang...
You put a movie on your list you've never seen?
Yes.
Huh.
I'll tell you the movie, you're like,
then I'm going to do that too. Then.
So, Young Strange Wang, when he used to go to the movie theater, one trailer in particular stood out to him, and that was the trailer for Soul Plane. Because the little white kid during the dance scene in the trailer, he was like, that was his move. And that shit had me geeking up in like fucking 3rd grade. That shit was funny as fuck. And it's still funny now. Because it's a little white, little wigger looking kid. But he's wearing these thick glasses. Like he's nerd, but he's trying to be something he's not. And his dad's played by Tom Arnold. And Tom Arnold's a nematode in and of himself. So that shit just made me laugh every time I seen it on screen. And every once in a while, I will go and look up the trailer for Soul Plane just to watch that little kid do this.
Now that's really funny.
And they made an episode of Boondocks dedicated to Soul Plane.
Oh, that's
Go on
neat.
see the movie.
Yeah.
Number 4, Snakes on a Plane. Sam Jackson. He curses. They're snakes.
Yeah.
He says some things.
That's my number 4.
Good shit.
Yeah. I think that movie's hilarious. And, like, it's definitely... It falls into, like, the campy / cult category at this point. Because it is really bad, and they knew it was going to be bad. And there were plenty of movies that are like that, but they got Samuel L. Jackson to do this really, really bad, like, campy movie. It's like, I've seen it enough times to where I know what the story is, but you don't need to see the story. You're just there to see the snakes on the plane, and you are really there to just hear Sam Jackson say the one line. And that's it. But it's worth it. It's worth all of that. And this movie makes me laugh more than a movie that would be on most people's list that I'm sure will end up being on yours. But that's okay.
Oh, sure in hell. I hope not. Jeez. What's number 5? Buckaroo.
So my number 5, I'm swapping out my number 5. So it's going to bump to number 6. Maybe we'll talk about it later.
What is your number? No, I don't want to hear it.
Oh,
We might talk about it later.
We're going to talk about it later. I'm sure we're going to talk about it later. So I'm making my number 5 a movie that I haven't seen, since you made your number 5 movie you haven't seen. And it's going to be Con Air.
That's my number 3.
No, so that's
Zemeckis.
Zemeckis. Yeah.
But this is what we're talking about right now. So you got a list of like names for character actors, because that's what you did back then. You just had all these people on a plane. You're like, oh, throw Vin Raines on a plane, throw this person on a plane, throw that person on a plane. You got Cyrus the Virus, and you got, I forget his name, but you got Nicolas Cage playing a character with a southern accent,
right,
which is funny in itself. He just wants to go home and see his family. He did his time. He's ready to go home, see his family. You got Steve Buscemi in this movie. It's just like a lot of weird, quirky things in this movie.
John Malkovich is in this too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's Cyrus the Virus.
Oh, okay.
So you got all these weird, quirky things in this movie to separate it and make it its own action movie that you will remember. And then you got the famous line at the end. All good action movies have that good one-liner at the end. Put the bunny back in the box.
Yeah.
Action scene. You know what I'm saying? Shit's fire. Not the greatest action movie, but there's enough goodness in it to make you remember it.
Yeah. I've never seen it, but I've seen enough clips of like Nick Cage just being Nick Cage in this movie that's all I really need. for me to want to put on my list.
Fucking hair.
And it's like, yeah, Nick Cage, John Malkovich, and Steve Buscemi are three of just like John Malkovich is the most normal of those three people, and I would never call John Malkovich normal. Like,
he's the most normal looking. I would say Steve Buscemi is the most normal, but he's a very odd looking fellow.
I don't think that's true.
Our friend Trevor kind of looks like Steve Buscemi, I think.
He is Steve Buscemi. But, yeah. Anyways, those three weirdos alone is enough for me to be like, I know I would like that movie.
Like in The King of Staten Island, Steve Buscemi, he's, like, you can see he's weird, but he's normal enough to fit in that movie.
Well, I've seen John Malkovich play normal enough.
Yeah. Well, number 2 is number 1, Air Force One.
That is my number 1.
What else? You forgot about that movie, Table Flip.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if I made it 2 or 1.
That movie's incredible.
Yeah, that movie's phenomenal.
One of the best action movies. Again, you got the premise of normal guy fighting for his family, fighting people that he's underqualified to fight. Very similar to Bruce Willis and Die Hard. Makes for a great premise. It makes for a believable story. It makes that tension believable, which adds investment into the character, into the situation. And it's very well directed to make you believe in this even more. And you put fucking Harrison Ford in that situation. He's a normal looking dude. He's got swagger. He can do everything. And when it comes to acting, and this just works. And again, he has that line. You need that one line.
Yeah. It's a great line.
It is a great line.
It's like, honestly, Get Off My Plane is probably like maybe my personal favorite one-liner from an action movie.
He doesn't like people on his plane. It's just not on
I
He
love
just
that.
wants to watch a fucking football game, dog.
That's really all he wanted. That's all he wanted.
He's want to hang out with his family, watch a goddamn football game.
Yeah, that's
America.
That's it. That's all he wanted. You know, he even has a country to run. He's like, nah, I'm gonna watch this football game. Psych.
Taped it.
Hijackers. Yeah, Air Force One is incredible. It is my favorite non-Indiana Jones, non-Star Wars Harrison Ford movie. I understand that objectively The Fugitive is probably the correct answer for that, but I don't know why Air Force One is just...
Are you basing it off of the performance or the movie?
I'm just basing it off personal taste. I'm not saying...
Because I might agree with you, actually.
I'm not saying Air Force One is the best non-Indy, non-Han Solo Harrison Ford movie. I'm just saying it's my favorite non-one of those two things movies.
Like, The Fugitive, the story's better. Because
Yeah.
it's so complex and it makes you think. But I like...
But it's so much like...
I like the actor better in Air
Like the
Force
character?
One.
Yeah. I like how...
That's a good list.
I
That's
like-
a good top 5.
I like movies that are contained.
Yeah, I like me too.
And The Fugitive is great, but it's very sprawling because he is, in fact, a fugitive. Whereas Air Force One takes place... Like, you got scenes from the plane, you got scenes from, like, the control room and stuff. Like, where all the people are trying to figure out who's going to be in charge if he dies, right? It's just fun, man. Like, watching him just work his way through that plane, handle some shit, the one-liner at the end. You really hit all the points that I would have hit. It's just the fact that he's like the most just normal fucking president. Like even if he's fictional, he's like the most normal U.S. president that's ever existed.
They could remake that movie with you and fucking whatever that fucking video game you play. Fucking
Apex?
Yeah.
I just wanted to play Apex.
And that would be like a good modern update.
Yeah. But yeah, like I think he's the most relatable president in cinema.
Mike, maybe.
And the only other one that I think even comes close is Bill Pullman in Independence Day, but like they're dealing with such like a weirder situation, he has to be like more presidential at times.
Bro, Chris Rock had a state.
Nah. I mean, it's up there.
That's a remake.
Air Force One's sick. I love that movie.
Yeah, that shit's fire.
Yeah.
So number 3 for me, like obviously that's number 1 and 2. Number 3 for me would definitely be regarding Henry when it comes to non-indie solo Harrison Ford performances. And then 4 and 5's hard. Because I don't really like Blade Runner. But that's the only one I can think of.
Oh, I love Blade Runner. Clear and Present Danger is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about the Tom Clancy movies. Yeah, Blade Runner would not make my list, but back to planes. And we're not talking about the Disney movie. That was my number 2.
Oh, okay. So my number 3 is The Aviator. Not as much of a plain movie as some of these other ones are, but it still also kind of is. I do think that it's one of Scorsese's not as good movies. It did win Best Picture. I think it's a little overrated in that sense. But also, there's really just not that many really good plain movies. So,
Forgot about a plain movie.
just for it having Leo and having Scorsese and winning an award and being like a very well-made film, even if it's not the most interesting film, number 3. And then my number 2 is what I love about this list is that we both have a movie on our list that the other one just doesn't get at all. And I think that's great. So my number 2 is Top Gun. I think that movie's so much fun, man. I fucking love Top Gun. I don't get your argument about it being this overly patriotic America thing at all. Like, nothing about that movie screams over patriotism to me in the slightest. And it makes me sad that you can only see it that way. But, yeah, it's a good movie. Maverick's a badass. Tom Cruise, he gets on my nerves as a human being sometimes. Dude's a pretty good actor. And, like, when you get young Tom Cruise in this role, you get the bar scenes. The bar scenes are hilarious. Like, it's got the emotional impact with Goose and all that stuff. Like, and him coming back in the end and earning Iceman's respect, even though he shouldn't have had to earn it anyways, because Iceman is... I'm not a by-the-book kind of guy, so to me, Iceman is just kind of a prick. But that adds more of a dynamic to the story, and I appreciate it.
You know what movie I should have put in my number 5, which
Top
is actually
Gun?
a decent little movie? No. It's Hit Girl, and she's on the plane. She's got to protect the package.
Kick-Ass?
No.
You said Hit Girl.
Yeah, I know. That's the actress. I can't remember her name. Chloe Grace Moretz. That's her name.
Oh,
She's
with
on-
the monsters?
And the ghouls come and attack the plane.
Yeah, I can't remember what that's called either.
I watched it, and
Yeah.
it wasn't half bad.
Yeah.
And I just remembered it when you talked.
I thought about that movie, but I never saw it. So.
I forgot. I don't know.
But we loved the trailer for it.
Yeah, I don't remember the
that.
name of
Yeah.
it. Number 1, Airplane. Airplane is incredible.
Garbage.
Why I ain't talking during you? Every line is a fucking banger. Bro, I'll show you respect, dog. I expect the same respect.
You make some stupid jab about me at like 80% of our videos. I don't want to hear anything
I
about
do
respect.
not. When do I ever?
That's a load of shit.
When have I done it tonight?
You haven't done it tonight.
I didn't do it last time either.
Okay, so it's
So,
you have
the
two
last
times.
the last thing I said about you, I was like, "Hey, Cinematopical, Hugh Strange Wang, I'm Nate." Because
That's an insult.
fuck you. I wanted to put that clip in of Danhausen going,
Ah, this guy is such a kidder.
because that was funny to me. So I was like, yeah, it'd be funny to somebody else. At least one other person found it funny. But I'm very nice. He's very evil. Danhausen reference. But Top Gun, fuck Top Gun. Airplane. Cut. Threw me off my mojo.
See, even your brain knows what
My watch
should
mojo.
have been up there.
No, you just want Top Gun. And I was thinking about how it's a homoerotic sexual story. I saw that on TikTok.
What's wrong with that?
No, it was interesting. It was an interesting perspective how someone took it to that level.
You never heard that before?
No, I saw it on TikTok.
Oh, that's been like a theory forever.
Airplane. Airplane's a great movie. Every line is fucking hilarious. You go back, you catch lines you've never seen before. So you got the writing impeccable, the physical gags impeccable. It's just a hilarious movie. I love 70s humor and dry humor, and that's what this is. You got weird little cameos in this, like a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Excellent stuff top to bottom. One of the funniest movies of all time. Top 5 favorite comedies of all time for me personally. So it had to make my number 1. But Harrison Ford, I was thinking about it.
I watched Airplane for the first time 3 years ago. I did not laugh once in the first 30 minutes, and I cut that shit
In the
off.
first 30 minutes.
And then I was like, maybe I'll give it another shot because people talk about this movie all the time and how it's so fucking funny. So then I watched it again all the way through, and I still did not laugh once the entire. That shit is so fucking overrated.
You know what I think? I think you picked the wrong week to do cocaine. Stop doing cocaine. That's a joke from the movie.
And it's not funny.
It's hilarious.
No, it's lame.
You picked the wrong week to stop sniffing glue.
One of the most overrated movies in history.
It's debatable.
You want to do that list next? Top 5 most overrated movies?
Sure.
Word. I don't think there's anything coming out next week. It's like a big gap between that and Jurassic Park. I don't really want to watch all the Jurassic Park movies and rank them, but we might do that. I don't know. Tell us down below in the comment section what you think. Should we do that? Is that an overrated movie? Airplane? What do you think? Scroll back up, hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.